Bezos.
हेलो एवरीवन, स्वागत है आप सभी का एक महत्वपूर्ण पॉडकास्ट पे। तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं। टेल मी अबाउट यू चाइल्डहुड। यस,
As a kid, I spent my summers with my grandparents on the ranch in Texas. I helped fix windmills, vaccinate cattle, and do other chores. We also watched soap operas every afternoon, especially Days of Our Lives. My grandparents belonged to a caravan club, a group of Airstream trailer owners who traveled together around the US and Canada. And every few summers, we'd join the caravan. We'd hitch up the Airstream to my grandfather's car, and off we'd go, in a line with 300 other Airstream adventurers. I loved and worshipped my grandparents, and I really looked forward to these trips.
sir, do you like to fly kites?
Kite flying was fun, but the kids told me that the right way to do it is I needed to have glass on my string so I could cut all the other kites, but we didn't do that. But it was any day when you get to fly a kite, that's a good day.
What is your point of view and customer and competitor? Sir, tell me.
And also founders and entrepreneurs. And I can tell that even though they're talking about customers, they're really focusing on competitors. And it is a huge advantage to any company if you can stay focused on your customer instead of your competitor. So then you have to identify who is your customer. So at the Washington Post, for example, is the customer the people who buy advertisements from us? No, the customer is the reader. And in the school, who are the customers? Is it the parents? Is it the teachers? No, it is the child. And that's what we're going to do.
Sir, what is the profit Amazon making customer? सर, कस्टमर को लाने में इतना पैसा क्यों खर्च किया जा रहा है? इससे क्या प्रॉफिट होगा? सर, टेल मी प्लीज.
Amazon was, people always accused us of selling dollar bills for 90 cents and said, look, anybody can do that and grow revenues. That's not what we're doing. We always had positive gross margins. It's a fixed cost business, and so what I could see is that from the internal metrics is that at a certain volume level, we would cover our fixed costs and the company would be profitable.
Tell me about your time management and what is your vision in future and how your team work. So please tell.
So I like to putter in the morning. I get up early. I go to bed early. I get up early. I like to putter in the mornings. I like to read the newspaper. I like to have coffee. I like to have breakfast with my kids before they go to school. So I have my kind of puttering time is very important to me. And so that's why I set my first meeting for 10 o'clock. I like to do my high IQ meetings before lunch. Like anything that's going to be really mentally challenging, that's a 10 o'clock meeting. And because by 5 p.m., I'm like, I can't think about that today. Let's try this again tomorrow at 10 a.m. And so then on sleep, I get 8 hours of sleep. I prioritize it, unless I'm traveling in different time zones. Sometimes it's impossible, but I am very focused on it. And for me, I need 8 hours of sleep. I think better. I have more energy. My mood is better. All these things. And think about it. As a senior executive, what do you really get paid to do? As a senior executive, you get paid to make a small number of high-quality decisions. Your job is not to make thousands of decisions every day.
I am asking very curious question to you. So what you do when you get wrong order? So please tell.
I have problems sometimes, and I treat them like the same way I treat a problem that I would get from customer. My email address is famous, and I keep it, and I read it. It's jeff@amazon.com. I don't see every email that I get anymore because I get too many, but I see a lot of them. And I use my curiosity to pick out certain emails. So I'll get one from a customer and there's a defect. We've done something wrong. Usually people are writing us, not always, but usually they're writing us because we've screwed up their order somehow. And so I'm looking at this, and for some reason, something seems a little odd about that one. And so I'll ask the team to do a case study and find real root cause, or causes, it's usually causes, real root causes, and then real root fixes.
Please something telling about your personal lives, my audience wants to know. Yes.
My parents loved me unconditionally, and by the way, it was pretty tough for them. You know, she doesn't talk about it that much, but my mom had me when she was 17 years old. She was a high school student in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You could ask her, but I'm pretty sure that wasn't cool in 1964 to be a pregnant mom in high school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And in fact, my grandfather, who is another incredibly important figure in my life, went to bat for her, and because the high school wanted to kick her out. You weren't allowed to be pregnant in high school there. And my grandfather said, you can't kick her out, it's a public school, she gets to go to school. And they negotiated for a while, and the principal finally said, okay, she can stay and finish high school, but she can't do any extracurricular activities, and she can't have a locker. And I know. And my grandfather, being a very wise man, he was like, done, we'll take that deal. And so she finished high school, she had me, and
I'm asking you very curious question. Sir, what is your dad's name, sir? Please tell me.
then she married my dad. My dad is my real dad, not my biological dad. His name is Mike. He's a Cuban immigrant, got a scholarship to college in Albuquerque, which is where he met my mom. So I have a kind of a fairy tale story. And my grandfather, possibly because, I'm pretty sure because my parents were so young, starting at age 4, he would take me every summer on his ranch. And it was the most spectacular. From age 4 to 16, I basically spent every summer working alongside him on the ranch.